Lucky enough to be interviewing Catherine B. Roy of Live From Your Heart and Mind. She's an inspirationer and an awakener of others. Catherine, thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
You talk about living from your heart and mind. It's your community and a new book. Can you give us some tips, first of all, Catherine, on how to live from your heart and mind?
Well, I would advise to first make a connection with ourselves. We need to find our inner self and find what is or what are the goals that are we meant to do. So we all do some things in life, but usually we do for someone else. We go to job and do something there and get paid. But the truth is, only when we find our core value, we will do it with love. And then that is going to be a passion and not stress. So living from heart and mind is something like a connection between what we love and what we know to do. And everything else, it's going to be developed just as pure love.
Beautiful, beautifully put. Talk to us about core values, Catherine. Why is it important to know your core values?
Well, I believe that is the only way that we can live a happy life and we can be successful in the same time. Because if we find what really makes us happy and we do exactly that, we will feel satisfaction. And as we go further, the satisfaction will just develop itself. And each of us are just amazing human beings. We are all perfect and we are all magnificent. And when we start realizing that, it's the moment when the change begins. And that change will happen to us and we will start to attract all positive things in life. And that is the way my life changed and the way that I advise people to try to find themselves in their lives and just don't work for someone else, but for themselves.
That's beautifully put. I love how you say we are all magnificent and we're perfect.
We are.
Right, and we forget that. A famous therapist recently featured on Mind Valley, a wonderful forum for positive thinking in the mind, had this sentence, I am enough, to say when you don't feel enough. And you're telling us we are enough.
We are love, and we are all perfect in our own forms.
Tell us about your background a little bit. You were very open and honest that your childhood wasn't always happy. And how did that inform you in creating happiness in your life today?
Well, we all have difficulties in life. And the main difference between people who grow from obstacles and people who just stop there is people who are successful and grow from obstacles. They realize that obstacles are not here to stop us. They are here to challenge us so we can find new ways to go over those or just to find solutions for that. So everything that happened in my life was a lesson for me, and I grew up from that. I went from sad little girl to be unbelievable successful and happy woman and inspirational leader. So they call me that. I'm just a humble girl, but
you are.
They say that about me. I will say just a little bit. I had a very difficult health issue about 10 years ago. I just finished college and started working with a company that I love, and I always wanted to work there. But I was going through a hard period, and doctors told me that I will live just a year and a half. So I was terrified. I didn't know what to do. But as you can see, they were wrong. I'm here now, 10 years from that moment. But it was the moment when I was born again. I realized that I have to learn more about psychology and about positive energy and about healing. And I was doing just things that were making me happy. And I made it. It was unbelievable, but I really did. And when I realized that I defeated that illness, then I realized that I can do whatever I would like to do. And I really started doing just that. And that was the moment when Live From Your Heart and Mind was born.
Wow, it goes to show, don't believe what anyone else tells you about a life sentence.
Exactly.
It's between you and the universe, right?
Yes.
And you turned it around and turned your whole life around from that moment. So I love how you say a challenge or a serious health issue. I think you can change your life from that.
Yes.
Let's talk about your community. Live from your heart and mind. Tell us what you hope to do in empowering this community, and tell us a little bit about your purpose with it.
Live From Your Heart and Mind is a system for emotional and intellectual development. There are a lot of systems and they're all great, but I felt like there was a gap between two sides, emotional and intellectual. And the only way that we can really develop ourselves is if we work in the same time on both sides and make balance. So I was working on this system for 10 years. And I have developed formulas and algorithms for emotional development, as well as IQ training for intellectual development. So there are about 10 parts of Live From Your Heart and Mind, like love and happiness, relationships, obstacles, problem solving, etc. And they all have their own formulas. Those formulas are advices, but one advice implemented on my life and, for example, on yours doesn't mean it's going to give the best result.
Right.
So I created algorithms in order to give people a chance to solve their own problems on their own way. So when you go through algorithm and answer the questions, you are leading yourself. I'm just giving the tool for you, and you get the answer connected to yourself and based on what I advised to you. But on the other side, I train intellect to be faster and to think better and to be more logical. And then I set those sides in balance. So when we memorize better and remember better, we will learn from our own experiences. But from my formulas, we will learn from someone else's experiences. And a complete system will increase person's level on both sides. So we will solve all problems in our lives much more faster, and we will get better results.
Wonderful. So it's a whole system that people can get involved in changing their lives. Before we finish up with all the interesting facts and the story of your life, tell us how people can get involved in finding out more and living a more purposeful life.
Yes, www.catherinebiroy.com is our website, and there is an option for VIP authors. Those are all light workers and fantastic colleagues, and they are giving their advices and articles, etc. And all people are invited to submit their writings and to help develop this community. It is a community of amazing people. I had so many help, and you will see an acknowledgement page. We all done what we do the best and what we love to do. So it's open community for everyone. It is free, and people can find us on all social networks and join us. And I plan to publish my book, which is finished. So I now search for a publisher or an agent. So people can read and in the same time exercise, because there are exercises in the book. And we will develop applications for iOS and for Android, so people will play and with algorithms and solve their problems.
Catherine B. Roy, a very exciting time for you. And for those wanting to find out more, there's the Facebook community, there's the Twitter page.
Yes.
And ultimately, it's all from living from your heart and mind.
Yes.
Thank you for being an awakener, Catherine, and thank you for joining us in today's Life and Career Corner.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I feel amazing being with you today, and thank you. Thank you.
You're most welcome.